pretty on a budget, and it's time again for my yearly favourites. And it just doesn't seem a year ago that I did this last. So I've sorted out all my favourites for this year, and good job I wrote down all my favourites for last year, because some are staples and stayed, and some are new. The others I can't even remember. Anyway, let us get started. So my 2018 favourites. We'll start with foundation and concealer. Now it was the Maybelline Perfect Skin for foundation. It was nice, I liked it, but as I went further into the winter with it, because obviously I'm filming this now, it's beginning of December while I'm filming this, and as I went into January, February with it, I found it to be a little bit drying, so it's nice for the hotter weather, but when it gets cold and you need that little bit more protection on your face, it's not very good for that. So that definitely wasn't my favourite for this year. I've gone back to an old staple that's been a favourite many times, and I've been using over and over many times, and it's the Bourjois Healthy Mix. It's a lovely foundation, guys. It just never fails, and I go back to it time and time and time again. It doesn't go in your lines, it doesn't go in your creases, it's got a lovely finish, and yeah, that might come out again next year, but you know what I'm like, guys. But it's been out lots of times. I always go back to it. This is my umpteenth bottle of it. So, yeah, it's a winner for me. It's a winner. That's definitely the top for this year as far as foundation goes. Now, concealer. Last year, it was the Maybelline Eraser Eye. But I've had to reevaluate my skin this year. I've definitely found as I've got older, less is more. I've definitely found that I can't conceal a lot of things without making them look worse. So my under eye problem, if I try to conceal it too much, it just makes it look worse. So I just use something very, very light. I like the Maybelline Eraser Eye. It's wonderful. It's full coverage. It does the job. It's really, really good. I often use it as a primer for my eyelids, but I found something that's a little more, let me see if I've got it here. It's just lighter. And a friend bought me this, and it's from CoverGirl, and it's their stick concealer. Now, when you see stick concealer, to me, I would run a mile from a stick concealer. I would never have picked it up in a million years, because to me they're really thick, and I'm not keen on them at all. But this one, guys, I mean, I don't know if you can see, it's just so light, and it just goes in do it with your finger, which you would, and it just goes to absolutely nothing. But it is, you know, it is doing the job of concealing, not as much as the Eraser Eye would, but I would rather show a little bit maybe of darkness, or, I mean, it's not too bad because I've been treating a lot, I've been doing a lot of skincare, you know, I'm really brushing up on my skincare, and it's not too bad. But I don't like that look where you've tried to cover it, and when you smile it all cracks with you, and it's kind of, I think a lot of the time when you're older, certainly for my type of skin, less is more. And this is a lovely one, but it's much lighter. So if you like that heavier coverage and you haven't got the problems under your eyes, you know, Maybelline Eraser Eye is a brilliant, brilliant concealer. But I just want something just that little bit lighter at the moment. Okay, so powder. Now, Powder comes under that category of re-evaluating my skin. I think, and this is just my opinion, and I know I've said it before, that if I could only have one high-end item, just one, I would choose a loose powder. Because I honestly think that the drugstore stroke high street eyeshadows now, the quality has become so good in so many of them. Likewise in foundations, some of the foundations now are absolutely marvellous. But I honestly don't think, I haven't found anyway, and you've got to remember I'm looking at it from an older woman's point of view, I haven't found anything that flatters under my eyes other than a high-end powder. If you know one, please tell me, because I would be thrilled to know one. A lot of people have said the Maybelline Fit Me, but I've never tried that. It's always crossed my mind, it may be a bit drying. Christmas is coming up. You know I'm a drugstore girl. I will always be a drugstore high street girl. Whatever happened, if a money tree grew in my garden, I would still be that, because I made that. That's my passion for the channel. It's my passion to just empower women, and you know we can all wear makeup. So I'd never steer away from that. But for birthdays and Christmas and things, it's nice to have that little treat, isn't it? And I'm hoping Santa will bring me some Laura Mercier powder this year. As I said, I'm completely happy with drugstore and high street all the time. I really am. It's just the face powder. I've never quite found anything that's quite so well milled as a high-end powder. I've been using a sample for the last month or so that I got of Ben Nye powder. Now that's nice, that works, but the Laura Mercier powder is something else. And I think, you know, if I got it for Christmas, I'm not saying I'm going to, I'm not cheeky. It would last for ages and ages, because I would use such a tiny bit. But I've not got a favourite powder. If I'm going to use a powder at the moment, and this is my favourite contour, and it was the favourite contour last year, and it probably will be the favourite contour next year. It's the Contouring Palette Contour. Okay, it's Wet n Wild. That is the perfect colour for me to contour with. So if I'm going to put a little powder under my eyes, I use this, because it's not a highlight. It's not highlighted at all, but it is very, very fine. Very, very fine. And it's probably the best for fineness. I would say it's the best that I've found in the high street. Well, I couldn't find it in the high street. I can now, you know. We've got Wet n Wild here. Am I happy about that? But yeah, so the powder, if I have to, I use that, and that's my favourite contour. And it has been for about 3 years running, I think. My favourite bronzer has also been the same for about 3 years running. And it's the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. Again, I can't get that over here. This was gifted to me. It's the second or third one I've had. But you can't walk in a shop and get Physicians Formula here. I so wish you could. There's so many that I wish you could. But that's my perfect bronze shade. Can you see the difference between a bronzer? Probably not on there. It's not, for me, it's not cool enough to be a contour shade on my skin. But it's an excellent bronzer, and I often use it as a bronzer and a blush. And I don't use a blusher, I just use that to warm my whole face up, and it's gorgeous, it's beautiful. And it smells amazing. I've got it on the end of my nose now. But it smells absolutely amazing. It's lovely. That's the same as it was last year. I'm really sure that won't change. What is the next thing, my friends? The next thing is the highlighter. Last year, it was the big Makeup Revolution one called Peach Kiss, which was nice. I liked it all the way through the year. If you'd have said to me halfway through the year, is that going to make, you know, your Best Beauty 2018? I'd say yes, definitely. But about 3 months ago, I found this one by PS Cosmetics, and it's a Brunch Club. It's a highlighter and it's called Brunch Club. And I absolutely love this. I've got it on now. For me, this is the actual ideal highlighter for my age, for my skin that has the problems of a mature woman. This is ideal. It's not, see it from in space, you know, shiny on your face. It just gives you that nice sheen. Can you see, guys? There's no bits and bobs in it whatsoever. There's no grit in it. There's no glitter in it. It's just a sheen. It's just a nice reflective sheen. And I am absolutely over the moon with that. I'm sure that will be my favourite still next year. It's a perfect colour. It's like it could be made for me. I love it. Absolutely gorgeous. So last year it was Revolution Sun Kissed, and this year it's PS Highlighter Brunch Club. Comes in quite a nice little packet as well, doesn't it? Now, what was the next thing, guys? Blush. Blush has been the same for about the last, since I bought one of these about 4 years ago. I'd say this is my favourite, and I'm due for another one, but there's a story behind that. This is Sleek's Rose Gold. You can see how much I like that. I've got that on now. It's more than a hit pan, hasn't it? It's nearly hit corner pan. And it's lovely. I just love it. I love it. It's been about 3 or 4 years. I've never found anything that tops it. It is, as I say, it's a dupe for NARS Orgasm, but there's a video coming up about that really soon to see how much of a dupe that is. But it's lovely. I love it. Absolutely love it. Next thing. The next thing is eyeshadow palettes. Now, I think it's been a fantastic year for eyeshadow palettes. As I said, I honestly think that Drugstore high streets are getting better and better, and the pigmentation and the quality of the shadows is getting better and better. So what I've had this year has been, it's knocked me out really. I've got so many that's, because people always buy me for my birthday, for Christmas, everything. They always buy me makeup, you know. Oh, get mum makeup, keep her quiet. So I always get makeup. And I've loved so many this year. You know, Wet n Wild released the new palettes, didn't they? They released the Comfort Zone again and Walking on Eggshells again. But this time they came out and they had matte transition shades with them, which they didn't have before. And I'm loving that. I'm loving them. I'm thoroughly enjoying them. There's been some gorgeous chocolate box palettes from I Heart Makeup, which is I Heart Revolution now. Gorgeous chocolate box palettes. And I've got quite a few of those. And I love them. I love the pigmentation. If I had to pick a set out, it was really hard. It was really hard. But I remember when I first found these palettes, they were suggested by Emily Noel. And Emily said how good they were. And she said she couldn't believe how much they were. So I came straight off a video and checked it out, which I normally do when I've been watching Emily. And she said it's the Makeup Revolution Reloaded palettes, and that's these ones. I've got, well, I had 6, I've got 4 now. Bet you can't guess where the other 2 are. So this is the one that I've got on today, but it's lovely, it's beautiful. The pigmentation is out of this world, absolutely out of this world. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. I can never ever get over these palettes. So they're the Reloaded palettes, and why have I picked those? They're £4. £4, and that is the quality of a high-end shadow. How do they do it? How do they get a shadow I've got it on today, and tonight that will look exactly the same as it does now. It will last all day long. How do they do it for £4? And if they can do it for £4, why are the other shadows 50, 60, 70, £80 a palette? I don't know, it makes me wonder. Because unlike the loose powder, which I really can't find anything drugstore, I can understand how it takes to that fine mill that you've got with something like Laura Mercier. I understand that. I understand where that price would come from. But I don't understand when this can be made for £4 and it's absolutely stunning, why the others are so expensive. I don't know. Are you paying for a name? I think sometimes you are. Not always, but I think sometimes you are. Anyway, I've got 4 of those. I brought that one down because that's the one I've got on. They've also got one that's a dupe for Urban Decay's Naked Heat. And that's gorgeous as well. Absolutely lovely. And I've done a look with that. And yeah, I love them. I love those. I love a lot, as I said this year. So many are gorgeous. But it just blew me away that can be done for that sort of price, you know. It just totally blew me away that they could do that. Eyeliner. Last year it was the L'Oreal Infallible. I'm not sure why it isn't this year. I'm not sure why I didn't buy another one, because it was up there on my list last year. But this year I've gone back to one that I've probably gone back to for about 5 or 6 years. And this is the Laura Geller. It's got a smudge on one end, a smudger on one end. It's wind up on the other, and it's just soft as silk. And it stays, and it doesn't poke me in the eye, you know what I'm like. It's lovely. I love the Laura Geller liner. I've gone on and off, tried something else, I come back to it. I do that with nearly everything, don't I? But definitely Laura Geller this year, and probably will next year, if I can control myself. Now, next, what was next, guys? Next is the brow. Last year it was NYX Sculpt Brow. Now, I don't know, any of you can remember I made a video at the beginning of last year. I made this one, my 2017 favourites, about the time I'm making this one. Then afterwards, I think I had my duds. I made my duds, because I normally make the duds in about February. That turned out to be a dud, because it was a wind up, but all the way down, it was just snap, 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 snap. So I'd wind a little bit up, I'd go to use it, snap. Another little bit up, oh, it was snapped already. Another little bit up, oh, it snapped already. Turn it upside down, all the pieces all came out. So that's definitely not on my Christmas list this time. But no, I didn't like that at all, but I'm going back to this now. So, what is my brow product this time? I am at the moment loving this. I wear this a lot. If you look at my comments box, just above my comments box, you see where I put all the descriptions of everything that I've got on and the makeup that I've got on that day. and 9 out of 10 times you'll see this. This is the L'Oreal Paradise Extatic Brow Pomade. And mine is in the shade Blonde. And I've got that on today as well. Lovely. I love that. I found a lot of the blonde ones sometimes have, I tend to go for light brown more because I find a lot of the blonde ones have a lot of red in, but this one doesn't. This is fine. It's really good and I'm happy with that. That's what I've got on there. Next thing. Same thing for about 5 years again is the W7 Lip Twisters. I've got these in every colour under the sun for lip liner. I really like this because again, no effort whatsoever, but it stays, keeps your lipstick in place. It gives you that nice crisp line, which sometimes when we get a little bit older, that's a little bit harder to make straight from the bullet, isn't it? But if you use one of these, which is what I normally do first, in a corresponding colour, you can't go wrong. It's a lovely lip liner, and that's called Lip Twister. And I've used that now for about 6 years. I bought umpteen others, but again, I always go back to that one. So, mascara. Essence bought a mascara out called the Lash Princess, and it was lovely. I absolutely loved it. But not as much as I like the Eye Heart Extreme by Essence. It's the one in the really bright pink tube. I really like that mascara. I've used a few during the year, used them up, and thrown the packages in away or put them in my empties and shown you, and I haven't got one to show you because I haven't got one at the moment. But I didn't want to just put another mascara in because it wouldn't be genuine. Genuine from my heart, it's the Essence. I love Essence. I will put a photo up here. You'll recognise it when you see it. I love it. I love how it opens my eyes up. I love how it's both thickening and lengthening, and it curls. It's just perfect. For me, for my eyes, it's a perfect mascara. So yes, so Essence is a perfect mascara. But I've been helping it along this year with a lash primer. I haven't got one of those from last year because I wasn't using one last year. But this is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Extatic Primer. Now I love that primer. I love the brow product, and I did love the mascara, the Paradise mascara. I loved that. But the only thing I found with it is 2 weeks and it was finished. It was just so dry and it goes very gloopy. So I didn't use the mascara. So definitely for mascara, I will put the picture up here. It's the I Love Essence. Now we're on to the last thing. And the last thing is lipstick. And last year, it was the Mega Balm Stains by Wet n Wild. And I still like them and I still use them a lot. So like the big chunky pencil. And they're lovely. They are lovely. I really like them. But my favourite, I would say, that I've used so much this year that I've always turned to and is a non-fail for me. This is MAC. And that's Twig. It was a cross between this and Velvet Teddy. But I've got to say that I think it's Twig. So I've got a array of lipsticks out the stand on my vanity, and that's the one I reach for the most. I love how it is. I love how creamy it is. I love the lipstick altogether. So that's my 2018 favourites. Can you let me know, guys, what your favourites were? Did you have anything this year? You know, like I said, the eyeshadows absolutely blew me away, the Reloaded one. Have you got anything that blew you away? Is there something you thought, oh, that's really great? Let me know below. So that's the end of another video. Thank you for putting up with me again. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'll see you again in my next video. Take care of yourselves. Love you all. Bye, my friends. Bye.